We are going to settle it today. Lately, I've been posting a lot of California versus Texas, California versus Nevada, California versus Arizona. Tonight, we're going to find out, is it worth leaving California to a state with no state income tax? What's going on, guys? My name is Minh with What's a Mortgage. Welcome to our channel. The goal of our channel is to simplify home ownership. Tonight, we are going to nip it in the butt. Also, we're going to nip in the butt is, should you buy right now with 5% down, or should you wait to save 20% down? Tonight, we're going to show you how to use our mortgage calculator so you can make the best decision for you and your family. If it's your first time tuning in, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe and notification button so you're notified every time we go live or post new content. We go live every Monday night on Facebook and YouTube at 9 o'clock, Tuesday on Instagram, and we post content daily on TikTok and Instagram. If you're not following us on all our other platforms, please go ahead and do so. So, the big debate. Should you leave California? What you save in income tax, state income tax, is it better than going to another state and pay higher property taxes like the state of Texas? That's a debate everyone's been arguing about on our reels, so I wanted to go ahead and address that. So, if you do have a job and you plan on leaving, or you have a job you plan on staying, there is a website out there called smartasset.com. Check it out. In smartasset.com, you can put your income tax in there, your gross income. Pick the zip code on where you are moving or the state, and it will tell you how much you're going to stay in state income tax. Check it out. So you made 100 grand a year. You go here, you put in 100 grand a year, just put California, married, tell you below, your take home is about $80,000. But if you go to another state, like the state of Texas, let's go Dallas, Texas, zip code here really quick, 75216, 75216, 83,000. So the difference is $3,000 if you decide you want to go to Texas, right? Everyone's talking about Texas is better than California. I'm not saying that California is better than Texas. But if you think you are leaving California to go to Texas for a better deal, it depends on how much you really make. So you think about this. If you made 100 grand a year, 83 grand is your take home. You decide to go back to California, $80,000. So $3,000 difference. But now the big thing is, what can you get for $100,000? So that's why if you're going to decide you're going to leave in California, use smartasset.com and figure out, is it worth leaving California? The difference is $3,000 a month. So remember that before you decide to leave California. Same thing with Nevada. No state income tax, $3,000. So before everyone talks about it, it's all in the page. But in Texas, remember, you're going to get more bang for your buck for house. So say you're out in Texas. Let's go in here. Let's say you make 100 grand a year. We go to the qualifier on Techie Lender. 45% debt to income ratio. If you want to be conservative, drop it. The banks, they let you go up to 45%. Let's put in 100 grand a year. Say you have $1,000 a month in credit card debt and car payment. How much do you need to make? Let's go California first. Go 5% down. That's why it's so important you guys know how to use this calculator. 5% down, 1.25 interest rate. The PMI with a 740 credit score is 0.44. That's why you got to learn how to use this calculator, guys. $42,000, the payment is $37.16 on the 600 grand. Okay, I don't think I can afford that because if you scroll down here, it'll tell you you're in the red by $900. So let's say if I made 100 grand, I have to drop the purchase price. Let me drop the purchase price. Pretty much if you bought something in California, you can't with 100 grand and you had $1,000 a month in debt. You see I'm in the green now. See, you check here, you want to be in the green. So you're in the green, guys. So you know it's positive. If you made 100 grand a year and you had $1,000 a month in debt, you can buy something for $435. So of course, in California, in Orange County, LA, San Diego, Northern Cal, you might not be able to get something for $435. But if you're looking at Kern County, Central California, then it's possible. If you made 100 grand a year, you would need to save a bigger down payment if you want to live in California. That's why I run the numbers all the time. It might be worth leaving California. Can you get something for $435 in another state? Let's say $435, you're saving 3 grand a year in taxes, okay? But don't forget, will you be able to get this $100,000 job in Texas? So at $435, if you leave California, you're saving 3 grand a year, right? I don't even want to run what a purchase price is in California for $435 because you're probably gonna get laughed. Can you do it for 2.5? So you raise the taxes to 2.5, you're gonna have to drop the purchase price. $400. So I got to drop the purchase price down to $400,000, a grand a month in debt. Maybe you got to pay down some debt. Will it be in the green? I'm not even in the green yet. If you go to Texas with your 100 grand a year, you're looking at $370. So if you go to Texas, if you made 100 grand a year, this is where you got to do your homework. You stay in California. You either got to rent or you got to find something at a lower price or come in with a bigger down payment. If you leave California and you stay at the same company, for some reason you could transfer over to Texas. You're saving 3 grand a year in state taxes. You know, someone thinks that because they moved to Texas, they can afford more home. The price now is $370. So let's pick an area in Texas. What's called Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas. What can you get for $375? So this is what you can get for $375 out in Texas. You get a small house if you leave California. When you try to match, maybe we got to make some changes, because when you match purchase price, it's not the same price if you make the same amount of money. So that means if you decide you want to go to Texas and buy your home, you got to still find a job out in Texas that makes you 100 grand a year. You're going to get extra 3 grand a month in state taxes. Even though you make the same and you get 3 grand back, when they qualify you on your gross income. So it doesn't matter if you get to take home an extra 3 grand in Texas, but your purchasing power went from 435 to 375. So you tell me, is it worth going to Texas? Everyone is in a different situation. I'm not saying Texas is better than California or California is better than Texas. But when you start making plans on where to go, you need to use the Techie Lender calculator to break it down. Is it worth it? Let's go Dallas, Texas. Let's say you do want to go to Texas, but it's too expensive. Let's go to Dallas, Texas here. Now we're in Dallas, Texas. Woo! Now you get a little more home. Does it make sense, guys? So hopefully this helps you out. So now that we've ran the numbers, why don't we check out Nevada? So that's a different story. Of course, if you can leave and keep your California income, great. But if you can't leave and want something comparable in your income, you got to dig. Nevada has no state income tax. Nevada and Texas, if you make 100 grand, you're going to take home 83 grand. It's the same thing. But check this out. So what you got to do, if you decide you want to move to a specific state or county or city, put it in Google, find out what is the tax rate. So the average tax rate in Nevada is about 0.7%. So check it out. I'm not here to preach Nevada as well. I'm just here to run the numbers. So you see, if I made 100 grand, $1,000 a month in debt, $625. So I can almost bring this number up about 425. I'm thinking. Am I in the green? Yes, I am by $300. I see an extra $300 I can go up. So if I go to Nevada, because property taxes are lower, let me go here, 450, 460, let me see, 465. Yeah, I'm gonna live by the limit here. Is this helpful, guys? Hopefully this is helpful information so you can see is it worth it or not. Am I still in the green? Yes, 365 or 465. If I made 100 grand a year and I can keep my same job, California might not be an option because I only can afford 435,000. Unless you're gonna go out to Kern County or San Bernardino, deep somewhere in San Bernardino or Central California. If you made 100 grand and you had $1,000 a month in debt and you gotta buy. Texas, you can, now your qualifications go down. Is it worth it or not? 465, let's check out Nevada here. Let's go with Las Vegas, Nevada, 465. What can you get? Let me sort this by price. Woo, look at that, 465. Now we're talking condo. Ooh, look, what is this? 465,000, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,900 square feet for 465. So this makes sense. And that's why I tell you guys, don't sleep on Nevada. In Las Vegas, no one's telling me to pitch you guys. I'm just telling you guys reality. If I can't afford to live where I am and I can't save the money I need to save to buy, at least I know how to make adjustments. That's why it's so important that you guys do 2 things. Smash the follow button and the notification button so you notify every time we go live or post new content, and use this mortgage calculator. Use the calculator so it empowers you to make the right decision. So figure out first, type in your income inside smartasset.com. Put in the zip code where you want to think about moving or you're gonna live in California, married or single. Find out how much you're getting taxed and find out, is that savings worth it? Say you're able to keep your same job. You go from California to Texas. It might not be worth it. Yes, there's other things in Texas you might dropping down in purchase price, but cheaper gas. Other things are cheaper. But if you're trying to compare home alone, not too crazy of a deal. You can't compare purchase price to purchase price because property taxes are higher. If you can stay your same job and go to Nevada, it looks like it might be worth it, because for $465, because of the lower property taxes in Nevada, it is worth it if you can keep the same income. If your income changes, at least you know what's available out there for you when you make these decisions, because you can look up the property. So the 3 things I would focus my energy on is use Smart Asset, look up your income, pick the state you're thinking about moving to, and find out, is there state income tax? If you want to know dollar for dollar what your net take home is, you can punch in the numbers yourself. So that's what I would do. Now, some of you guys have your 5% down. Is it worth paying more? Is it worth saving a bigger down payment? I tell people, if you qualify 5% down, 10% down, buy now. You're in the 5%. How long is it going to take you to save an extra 5%? How long is it going to take you to save to 20% down? Let's run the numbers here really quick, guys. All right. Techie lender again. I always go with conventional guidelines here. Let's say you want to buy a house in California. Let's say 700,000. Interest right now is 4.25. 5% down, which is out of pocket $35,000 for 5% down. So you know an extra 35 grand will be 10% down. That's $35,000. So on $35,000, how long will it take for you to save an extra $35,000? If you save $1,000 a month, it would take you almost 3 years. If you save $2,000 a month, it would take you 1.5 years. But will that price be there? Is it worth it? Let's find out. So $35,000 down, 5% down, your payment would be $4,000. Would you rather put the 5% down and pay $4,000 a month, or 10% down? For those of you kind of trying to troll, yes, 10% down has cheaper PMI, $37.47. So that's $250 a month. You are going to rent, try to save an extra 10% down, which is an extra $35,000 to save $250 a month. That's why I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on a lower down payment. The difference is $250 a month. So if you took $35,000 divided by $250 a month, 140 months, you would need to keep this loan more than 140 months for your 5% down to be more than your 10% down for your out of pocket. Yes, interest and amortization, different story. I'm just showing payment wise. It would take over 10 years. You are going to save $2,000 a month for 18 months to save $250 a month. Do the math. Some people, that's what they're doing. I run across that all the time. You're not alone. I see a lot of people, they have their down payment, but they're saving $2,000-$3,000 a month. I know it sounds crazy, right? To change a payment a couple $100. Does that make sense? Think about this. This $700,000 home. Let's go amortization here. Let's say it would take you 2 years to save that extra $35,000. Imagine this. Things go back to normal. We appreciate 4% a year. If you waited 2 years, your purchase price is $757. Let's say as you're doing that, also remember you're paying rent. Let's say you're paying $2,500 a month in rent. So in 2 years, rent appreciates 3% a year. You'd pay 60 grand in rent while you're saving your extra money for down payment. So you're paying $2,500 a month for rent. And of course, rent goes up 3% a year. I know it goes up more now. You paid 60 racks for rent. So you can save an extra $35,000. Oh man, you're just saying that because you're a loan officer. Do the math. I'm not trying to convince you to buy loan. I'm trying to convince you to save your life. I'm trying to convince you to do what's best for you and your family. So imagine that. But let's say in 2 years, you think prices can be at the same place? Well, prices go down, rates will go up to keep pushing payments up. But let's say prices don't go down. So $757. So if you go up here and you change your purchase price, $758. Let's go round it up. $758. You're able to save 10% down, $90,000, $4,057. So you went out there to pay 60 racks in rent, save $2,000 a month for 2 years to pay the same thing you would buying it 5% down. And I'm not here to rub it in. I'm here to present you guys facts. Let me know the next day you wake up 1 + 1 is not 2 anymore. And you can now run the numbers to see, hey, is it worth it or not? I see my neighbors, my friends tell me, oh, I was just waiting for the market to turn. I was waiting to save for a bigger down payment. Now I have a bigger down payment, but I'm priced out of the market. So many people are saying that. That's why don't sleep on Nevada. Don't sleep on Arizona. Don't sleep on looking at other states. If you can rent and save more money, more power to you. But if you're thinking about being a homeowner sometime in the future, you need to have a strategy. You need to have a plan, right? My wife, I love my wife. And you know why? First of all, she's smart. So we sat there with a game plan. How are we going to buy in the next couple of years? What do we need to do? She had to work full time. We want to make sure she worked from home because we didn't want to work full time but pay for daycare. Don't sit there and go, oh, I can't do this. If you can't do it, make some changes. But you can't make changes unless you run the numbers, all right? Yeah, if you have a scenario, let me check it out here. All right, guys, hopefully this helps you guys out. Was this helpful? If it was, do me a huge favor. Save this video, share this video, and like it. Also, guys, for some of you guys, if you're buying in San Diego, Orange County, LA County, or the Bay, or Hawaii, or Alaska, if your purchase price is over $750 and you go 10% down, you go 10.01% down and you won't have PMI. That's a trick. If you're a lender or realtor, don't steal that trick from me, okay? If you go 10.01% down on a $750 purchase price or more, up to $1 million and some change. If you go 10.01% down, they push you in the jumbo category. And on jumbo loans, there's no PMI. You're gonna get the same rate, but you're gonna save a couple $100 on PMI. If you are a consumer and you don't know how to do that, DM me. If you're a loan officer, you don't know how to do that, ask your manager. It's available. You just need to structure it correctly. 10.01%. All right, don't sleep on that. Was that helpful, useful information? If it was, do me a huge favor, save this video, share this video, and like. And if you haven't followed us by now, don't forget to follow us. And for those of you who want to check out that 10% down, 10.01% down, no PMI conventional, please give us a call, 714-790-9697. If you have a specific scenario that you want to run the numbers to make sure you can qualify to buy it or set up your mortgage plan to buy sometime in 2022, give us a call. We want to end all our episodes with our attitude is gratitude. Without you, there is no wham. So thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your night.